Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer came to this electric bike with previous experience, as it was the second model they had purchased from the same seller. Their first was a less powerful version, and they were curious to feel the performance difference with a stronger motor. Upgrading their original electric bike was an option, but our reviewer concluded that buying this new, more powerful model outright was a simpler and more economical choice, especially given the small difference in cost. However, the initial experience was not without its problems, which led to a lower initial rating. The bike arrived with a damaged battery casing, raising concerns about potential water damage. More significantly, the controller shorted out only a couple of days into riding. After performing some troubleshooting on the trail, this client diagnosed the controller as the faulty component. What turned a frustrating situation into a positive one was the seller's customer service. Our reviewer reports that the company was very cooperative and promptly sent a replacement controller. While waiting for the new part, they cleverly swapped in the controller from their older electric bike to keep the new one running. The final installation of the replacement was straightforward, taking only about 15 minutes to get the bike back on the road. The battery issue was also resolved. An internal inspection showed no damage, so the reviewer sealed the cracked casing with epoxy, and the seller promised to stand by the product if any future issues arise. Drawing on lessons learned from their first e-bike, our reviewer also took proactive measures to prevent flat tires, a common nuisance. They applied a tire sealant that has already proven effective against one puncture, saving them the difficult task of removing the rear wheel. In the end, despite the initial setbacks, the excellent support and successful resolution left this client completely satisfied.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer finds this electric bike to be a solid machine, though it required several key upgrades to truly shine. Out of the box, our reviewer felt the frame was a bit small, prompting an immediate handlebar swap to achieve a more comfortable, upright riding position. The motor's power delivery, which they opted to control exclusively with the thumb throttle, was found to be more of an on or off affair, making it tricky to feather for variable speeds. While the geared hub motor has a slight hum, this reportedly became quieter with use. The most significant and worthwhile improvement was a brake upgrade. This client replaced the stock mechanical calipers with a much better system, which dramatically increased stopping power and reduced noise. This change, along with eventually replacing the very basic stock tires, were considered essential for both performance and confidence on the trail. While the front suspension is functional, it's nothing remarkable, and other minor components like the gear shifter had their own quirks. A major selling point for this client was the bike's design, specifically its standard externally mounted battery. They deliberately sought a model with a battery that would be easy to find and replace in the future, avoiding the hassle of proprietary, frame-integrated power packs. After putting several hundred miles on the bike, including adventures on paved and gravel trails, they feel confident in its reliability. The chain has held up without issue, and with the right modifications, this electric bike has transformed from a basic platform into a trusted ride. Our reviewer concludes that while it's not the best bike on the market, it's a machine they have grown to like and trust.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer, a single woman in her 60s, decided to try out this electric bike after carefully considering various options, finding its specifications particularly appealing. The delivery was remarkably swift, arriving in excellent condition within just a few days. Upon its arrival, our reviewer said about the assembly process. While no traditional instruction book was included, a simple step-by-step video guided the way. Despite not being accustomed to assembling items, they found the process manageable, even with a minor misstep concerning the handlebars that their daughter promptly helped correct. Before even attaching the battery, which required a 12-hour charge, this client took the electric bike for a spin. They were immediately impressed, noting how comfortable and smooth the ride felt, a promising start to their new experience. Once the battery was fully charged and attached, the true maiden voyage began. Our reviewer found this electric bike to be incredibly user-friendly, offering plenty of power and maintaining that initial sense of comfort. They covered approximately 7 miles on this first ride, intentionally using the first level of pedal assist for most of the journey to ensure they still got a good workout, with their legs pleasantly tired upon returning home. Towards the end, when fatigue began to set in, they briefly engaged the second assist level, reaching speeds of about 15 mph, which was more than enough for their needs. While higher assist levels remain untried, the performance at the lower settings was highly satisfying. Overall, this client is very pleased with their purchase and hopes this positive experience continues. They did offer a couple of minor suggestions. The thumb lever for battery assistance proved a bit uncomfortable on longer stretches, making a cruise control option a welcome addition. Additionally, a physical instruction manual alongside the brief video would have made assembly even smoother, despite these small.
That's all for today. If you like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.